Hi guys, this is Andrew and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing kind of a little quick video of life on air. So we are going to be taking the R32 out for a spin, and I'm going to have all you guys kind of come along for the ride, see how the first true ride with the R32 feels and how everything is working so far. If you guys are new to the channel, go down below, hit that subscribe button and like this video. It would be awesome. And let's jump into this and see what you guys think of the new R. All right guys, so we are back now in the R32. We're actually driving around and we're just going to talk about kind of the experience of living life on air, what we still need to do to the R32 also to get it 100% kind of finalized and finished before we can actually really, I'd say, enjoy the car overall. There's still a few things that we need to do. So the first thing we're going to just talk about is what we still need to work on. Right now, as we're driving the car, you could feel the rotors are kind of warped, and also they are very worn. So I've talked about this before in one of the other videos. So I'm going to go ahead and probably replace the brakes on the R32, probably in an upcoming episode, because it's a pretty important thing. And going on a lot of going out to meets and stuff like that, and just driving the car more, we're going to want to actually have good brakes on the car. So we're going to work on getting that kind of all situated pretty soon here. I am debating on going with a big brake kit. So whether it's, you know, putting in some Porsche brakes, something like that, we're going to play with that idea and see how that works out overall. But for right now, we're definitely going to work pretty soon on upgrading the brakes for the R32. So that's just a little update for you guys. The other thing that we need to work on, more related to suspension components, currently right now the sway bar is not attached in the car. It's just sitting in its place with no sway bar end links attached to it. And we need to go ahead and purchase some shorter sway bar end links and get those installed. We do not have tabs currently on the bags to fit those sway bar end links, so we're gonna have to basically weld some tabs onto the struts of the bags and get that kind of situated and all figured out. So we're gonna work on that also in an upcoming episode. Those parts are currently on order, and we should be getting those in pretty soon. So we have to do the sway bar end links front and rear, and we also have to do rear control arms to try to get the camber in the rear situated as dead even as possible. I really don't like having a lot of camber in the front or rear, just because I like to have the car situated more for handling purposes. So I got to get that kind of put out to zero. But, you know, I'll have to see exactly how that ends up going overall. Also, I'm currently looking into doing some upgraded bushings for the R32. I've talked to a few people about doing poly bushings in the R, and from at least what I've heard of is at least having the car bagged. The poly bushings don't really work that well. They split pretty easily, and after about, you know, 10,000 miles, you're going to go and have to replace the poly bushings again, which I really don't want to have to do. A lot of people have recommended to me to just do the stock R32 bushings again, and as you guys all know, this car has 137,000 miles on it, so it'd probably be a good idea to update or upgrade at least the bushings, or at least get them new in the car. So that is something that we are also looking to do, and we'll also take you guys along on that install process when that comes to. Alright, so now that we've gotten everything done and out of the way, talking what we still need to do to get the full suspension kind of upgrade completed, let's talk about more life on air. So this is my second car that I've had air ride installed on. My first R32, I had first installed the Airlift Performance 3H setup. So I had height sensors in the car, and it was honestly a nice setup. The idea I really liked, basically allowing the car to self-level itself. So more weight you would add, it would add more pressure and keep the car all kind of leveled out. It was definitely a cool idea. Personally, for the R32, it's kind of really hard to actually make it work. Airlift doesn't have a rear shock for the R, so basically when you would air up the car, there was no way to stop how high up the rear would air, and I went through about, I think, 5 or 6 sensors in a matter of 3 or 4 months. So each one of those sensors were around $100. It was a pretty expensive ordeal just trying to get through all the sensors and everything. So I decided to actually go ahead and rip out all of the sensors and kind of, I guess you could say, downgrade the system from a 3H down to a 3P. So, which, as you guys know, with this car, currently we have a 3P setup in here. So we have all pressure based now in this car and also in my old car, and I really liked that setup. I think it was a really nice way it was configured, and Airlift Performance really made the packaging really nice for it. So that's the main reason why we went back with the 3-piece setup. Plus, I also like the pressure-based and also the controller that they give to you. It's just a little nicer than what the older V2 systems had. They didn't have a screen on it, and it was more an analog kind of style. So I liked having the 3-piece setup. Okay, so let's talk about why I chose Airlift Performance over, say, like AccuAir or any other bag systems out there. The main reason why I chose Airlift Performance is it's basically the most common airlift system out there for the Volkswagen and Audi community. A lot of people use Airlift Performance, and overall it has a really good reputation for airlift. I also really like the manufacturing process and the quality of the product that Airlift puts out. I think it's a really high standard, and I really love just the way overall it looks, and also, like I said, the way it performs. It's a good product. I like all the push locks for the airlines. I think it's really easy to put everything together and make the system work. So that's kind of the main reason why I chose Airlift, say, over AccuAir. For AccuAir, they have a very, very good e-leveling system. So that if you like e-leveling, you want to have an electronic leveling system in the car, AccuAir is definitely a good way to go. AccuAir also has now these new tanks out, which basically has enclosed the air compressor and also the tank and also the module all built into the tank. So that's a new technology that's come out pretty recently, and I was debating on getting it because it looked pretty interesting. I passed on it for the reason that I wanted to go back with Airlift. I like their products overall, and I think they're very high quality. So the main reason why I went with Airlift Performance. Also, I have a lot of friends in the car community that have run Airlift Performance products for years. They've started off with the V2 management systems and kind of worked their way up and upgraded into now the 3Ps and 3H setups for Volkswagens and Audis. So I've had a lot of experience with my friends using these setups. So it was kind of a no-brainer when it came to choosing why I wanted to go with Airlift Performance. It's more available, and a lot more people have knowledge of the system. So if I had any questions, people could help me troubleshoot things. Okay, so just so you guys all know, one of the big cons with Airlift Performance, even though I rave how much I love Airlift for the flexibility, there's a lot more maintenance with Airlift management systems than, say, coilovers. So basically, you guys have to drain the tanks every few months to make sure the condensation that would build up in the tanks doesn't go into the management system. Or also, for example, in the wintertime, I live in New York, it gets very cold up here, and basically that water vapor can go into the airlines and freeze. When that happens, you could definitely have basically a blockage in that airline, and you may not be able to air up your car. I've actually had that happen to me when I was up in college. I basically had to wait like an hour and just run the car to let the lines all dethaw and everything. So there is actually a way around this. If you guys want to, you guys can put air brake line fluid into the tank, and this will basically just bring up the freezing level, or actually bring down the freezing level, I should say, for water that's in the system, and it will be harder for that water to basically freeze in the tank, in your air management lines. Definitely highly recommend doing that. I, like I said, never did that in my old car, and that's why my airlines froze. But I know a lot of people who do actually add this into the tanks to prevent basically freezing during the winter times. I have not purchased some of this yet, but I will definitely go ahead and purchase it to put in my air tanks once my car goes back outside full time. So overall, if you guys do not want, like, say, a super low slammed car, and you're looking just for something just a lower, say a car 2 inches lower than stock, I probably wouldn't recommend air suspension for you guys. Overall, air suspensions, at least for me, I think it's meant for more people who really want that really low, aggressive look without the compromise of having the functionality to be able to get over speed bumps, get in steep driveways. So if you guys are not looking for that super low look, I would really not recommend Airlift to you. But also on the other side, If you guys are looking for, like I said, some kind of performance aspect build, but still have that functionality to be low and get over and into driveways, I think Airlift would be actually really good for your builds. So definitely I would recommend checking it out, playing with the idea and seeing if you want to go life on air. Personally, I looked at it this way: Airlift is pretty expensive to purchase and get it all installed in your car. Probably the kit alone is around $2,700 for, you know, the bags, the management system, the air lines, the compressors. That's like saying I'm doing dual compressors, I'm doing the works on the whole entire setup. So that is a fairly expensive price. For good coilovers, you're going to be spending, say, $1,000 plus. So, you know, you're going to save maybe $1,700. But the way I looked at it is, if I'm driving my car low, I'm going to be scraping my front bumper, I could hit my oil pan on things, I could hit my subframe also. So for me, the ease of mind, at least to be able to air up and drive, I really like. Plus also, you know, if I'm hitting things and damaging my car, I'm going to have to pay to repair all this. Over time, that cost could add up to be what I basically could pay for an air management system. So for me, it kind of made more sense just to go with bags over coilovers, because I will be driving and showing the car, and I want to have that functionality. So that's the main reason why I went, like I said, with bags. So it's just up to you what you really want to spend starting off. You like to be low, and you say you want to buy like Broadway static coilovers. These are probably some of the top of the line coilovers to make your car super low, but the only thing is then your car is super stiff. It's not going to be a very comfortable ride. So it's up to you for what you guys really want to do. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. Throw comments in the comment section down below. I love to hear what your guys' viewpoint of air over coilovers are. So if you guys are looking to install air ride on cars, I highly recommend taking probably about 3 days or so just to kind of get the whole entire air ride management system figured out. It's going to take a little bit of time to get it all done. If you go to a professional shop, they're probably going to charge you, I don't know, let's say $1,000 to install air ride into a car. So it depends how you really want to go about it. If you want to have a shop do it, you're going to spend, say, an extra $1,000 on top of buying the kit. If you're going to do it yourself, it's going to take about 3 days, let's just say, to kind of figure out how everything should be laid out if you're doing Airlift for the first time. I definitely think it's a really cool experience learning how to install it and kind of really getting everything figured out. I really had a good time, as you guys can see in the previous videos that I've made, installing the R32's air ride suspension. So just so you guys know, it takes around, say, 3 days to get it all kind of figured out and everything like that. So overall, life on air, how do I like it? Would I choose coilovers or would I stick with stock suspension? Personally, I love being on air. I love the ability to air up and down the car. I love the ability to have that functionality to, say, get into a steep driveway, and also have the ability to ride and drive the car at a lower stance without worrying about, say, smacking my oil pan, because the VR6 motors are known to have low oil pans, which you can crack them fairly easily since they're an aluminum pan. So I definitely like having the ability to air up and down. That's the main reason why I went with bags. Coilovers, you're probably going to get a little bit better performance if that's what you're going for out of coilovers. But for me personally, I'm not looking for, you know, the best all-around handling performance. I'm looking for more functionality and having the ability to have the car look a certain way, and also still be able to perform, say, better than what the stock suspension had. So that is my main reason why I went with air. And like I said, I loved it on my old car. So here we are back with another bagged R32. So you guys will have to let me know what you guys think, how you guys enjoy life on air. If you guys also have an aired or bagged R32 GTI, put a comment down below. Let me know how you guys enjoy living life on air. Personally, like I said, I really love it. All right, guys, we are now back at my house. We kind of went out, like you guys saw in the video here, and did a little quick drive of the R32 to kind of see how everything feels overall and how everything is performing. Personally, I think it is performing pretty well, which is good. Obviously, like I mentioned, there are a few things that we do need to actually fix and kind of get finalized before everything's kind of situated. So we're going to get that going probably in the next episode we release for the R32 build. I do have another side project video that's going to be coming out for a friend. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely stay tuned and check that out. So we got a bunch of Volkswagen stuff coming. If any of you are interested in also having a video of, say, your R32 or any other your cars just put a comment section down below or hit me up on social media. I'd be more than happy to do a collab video with other people. So let me know how that goes. If you guys are not following me yet on, social media such as Facebook or Instagram, definitely go give me a follow. I have the links in the description below. And if you guys are not subscribed yet to the channel, go hit that subscribe button and like this video. It would be awesome. And on that note, guys, we are going to end today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this kind of quick little life on air experience video, and I will see all of you in the next video. See you guys later.